Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu students. I'm Sabir Hasnan, your science subject teacher from grade 8. In this lecture, we will discuss the last portion from chapter number 10, pressure and moments, and that is related to balance and stability. Balance and stability is basically related to torque or the moment. So let's try to understand about balance and stability. If you remember the last example from the previous topic or from the previous video, in which we discussed about the moment in balance, over there we discussed principle of moments in which anti-clockwise torque or anti-clockwise moment is equal to the clockwise movement, and we discussed the example of seesaw. Over there, two persons having different weights are balanced due to the principle of moments. So stability or the balance is related to the same kind of a thing. Okay, here let's discuss an example of a ruler. A ruler which balance if it is suspended at the middle. If we take a ruler or you can say a scale, and if we put it in such a way in our hand, that will be shown in figure on the next slide. So here is the figure, and this ruler is balanced or stable at the center, at its own center, I mean. Okay. So question is this: what is the reason behind it? The reason is this ruler is made up of very tiny particles, and definitely they have mass, and when these particles have mass, they are attracted by the earth. So the gravitational force acts on the particle which is directed downward. So if we suspend the ruler at the center or the middle, it will not rotate. Okay, that is in stable condition. Okay, this point is called the point where the ruler will be in balanced state is called the center of gravity. So the point where the whole weight of a body acts is called the center of gravity. So look at these two figures. The figure on the right side consists of a large number of particles, although the object is irregular in shape. Okay, so the whole object has small tiny particles. The force of gravity acts on it, which is directed downward. So the force on all particles is directed downward. But look, there's a point at the center. Here we have the point G, where the whole or the resultant weight or the resultant force acts on it. This point where the whole weight acts is called the center of gravity of irregular object. Exactly like the figure on right side. Now we apply the same case on the left side of the ruler, where this ruler consists of large number of particles, and the weight on it is on all the particles, tiny particles are directed downward, and there is a center point where the whole weight of a body acts. Okay, where the resultant weight or the resultant force acts due to all the tiny particles. This position is called the center of gravity, or in short we can represent it by CG. Okay, so it means in this case it is if we discussed the principle of moments, and we can say if it rotates, if we put a small weight on this side, right side on the ruler rotates clockwise. If we put a small weight on the left side, it rotates anti-clockwise. But right now it is in balanced state. It means principle of moments holds on it, and that is the moment on the left side is equal to the moment on the right side. or we can say anti-clockwise arc or anti-clockwise movement is equal to the clockwise movement when it is in balanced state. Okay. Well, the center of gravity of a regular shape objects lies at the center or the middle of the object. Look at this circular ring or a rectangular disc which is in the form of circle. The center of gravity lies at the center. Similarly, in case of triangular, that is at the center. If in case of rectangular or parallelogram or square, the center of gravity lies at the center of the shape. So in case of regular shape object, the center of gravity always lies at the middle or at the center of that specific object. But how we can calculate? The question is how we can calculate or find out, not calculate, how we can find out the center of gravity of different objects. Let's try to understand how we can find out the center of gravity of different objects. Either they are regular or they are irregular. By discussing an irregular shape, after that we can discuss the regular shape objects. Okay, or we can apply regular shape objects. Okay, for this purpose we first take an irregular shape or irregular size object, okay, and mark 3 different points on it. Here we mark point A, point B and point C. These are 3 different points we marked on it. Take a plumb line. Plumb line is actually a small size but a heavy weight is attached to the thread. Okay, so here is a plumb line weight, a small in size but a heavy weight is attached to the thread or a string. So this is a plumb line. So hang it this irregular shape object firstly at point A. It means this point A was initially at the position where point C looks in the figure. When this A points hang was there at where C is now, attach a plumb line to the point A. So after attaching this plumb line hangs vertically, so draw a line with a pencil or a pen on it. So that line would be like this, which is already drawn. Okay, and keep in mind at that time initially A was at the point C, which is at the top right now. Now after that take the second point, which is point B. Okay, and the point B would be at the position where C is now. So do the same case with the B. When plumb line hangs at the point B, so draw a same vertical line. Okay, and that vertical line would be like this. So A and B cross each other at some point, and now at last point C hangs vertically. So now hang it, C is at the top right now. So initially A, then B, and now C. Now this again plumb line hangs vertically. Draw another line from the point C to the bottom. Okay, this line intersects point line A. For the line A, check line A and check line B when the point A and B were at the top. So the point where all 3 lines intersect, okay, that point is called the center of gravity. Okay, where the whole weight of irregular shape object acts upon. Okay, exactly like that, by the same way we can find out the center of gravity of regular shape object. Let's move towards the previous slide, through which we can understand one of the regular shape objects. So let's consider the this rectangle or a square. So mark two ends of rectangle, this end or upper, whatever the end, and hang it vertically. Draw one line. Similarly, hang the other end of the rectangle, then with a plumb line. So after hanging, draw both lines. Okay, but drawing both lines, these lines will intersect at the center. So the center is actually the center of the object, is actually the center of gravity in regular size objects or regular shape objects. I hope you have no problem and you understood each and everything in this video lecture. Thanks a lot. Stay blessed.